Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life, as we talk about getting older without getting old. Yes, we have as our Bible. Oh, yes, I want to put my scarf on today. Yes, to kind of add a little color. This is our Bible, Getting Older Without Getting Old, Super Aging. I don't know them, they don't know me, but I like the title of their book. And we've been doing this since about August now. And so we are getting older without getting old. And when I keep my glasses on a long time, you know I must like them. These are my Burberry-ish. I don't know, I just like the way they look. Very, very nice. And so, where did I get my ideas for the show? Well, it depends on what's going on. Sometimes you get Georgian isms, you know. Oh, please subscribe, please. And also, let me see how I want to do this today. I like all this yellow. Well, I should have worn these maybe, these glasses. Okay. Anyway, please subscribe, leave comments. Hello, Great Britain. How y'all today? Anyway, where do I get my ideas? A lot of them I get off the internet, and I have Georgian isms, what's happening in the news, you know, what's going on around the world, how I feel that day, all Georgian isms, but they all lead to what I think that might help somebody out there. Because the Georgian isms are the things that happen in my life that I don't want to happen in your life, and or if they happen in your life, I want you to know it's okay. It's okay. Like, I've had cancer 3 times, but I talked to someone that had cancer 7 times. At least I talked to his daughter. And so that is to say to the people who have cancer, those of you who just finding out you have cancer, those of you who are working through your first cancer, and you hope the only one, those of you who are in a treatment now for cancer, you know that you can look at this show and know you're going to be all right. You're going to be fine. You have to do what the doctors say, and you have your own regime also. Your relationship with the higher power, your own regime, something else. You might take some kind of, I do a lot of herb medicines, and then I just believe, you know, I just believe. I get up every day, because I get up every day. What did I tell you? If you're new to the show, you'll see me do this. This controls this. So you tell this tells the rest of the body what's going on. So you tell the body, I'm fine, I'm well, I'm fine, I'll be fine, you know? I don't know why I just want to come off. I like all this. Oh, I just got up this morning saying this is just so beautiful. I'm just going to leave it up here. Delicious. But you have to tell yourself, you have to say it to yourself. Don't wait for somebody else out there to tell you. What I tell you? If you're new to the show, you got one of these. If you're new to the show, you need to go to the dollar store, my favorite place to shop, and get a mirror, because you need this. Because if you don't have anybody to talk to, you always got this to talk to. And tell yourself, it's going to be fine. I'm going to be well. I'm doing well. Not I'm going to be, I am well. Say it in the affirmative, you know, because this controls everything. Everything that's going on around your house, everything going on with you, you spoke that. You thought that. And so you gotta just say, I'm fine, I'm better. Just always say, I'm fine, I'm better, everything is good. And it works, and it works, and it works, and it works, and it works. Prayer, meditate. I call meditation another form of prayer, you know, but anyway, where do I get my ideas from? That's where I get them from. So I wanted to talk today because some of you are still working. I mostly talk to people who are retired, because if you're retired, you know, do you know you have 20 more years? If you retired at 62, you have a minimum of 20 years. What you going to do with those 20 years? Most of you, when you retire, you can't wait to get in the coffin. You can't wait to pick out the coffin and get in the coffin. What did Wayne tell me? Oh my God, I got to go look up that word again. The shroud. And get you a shroud, you know, the funeral clothes together. You can't wait for that. But when you retire at 65, people, you have 20 more years. I retired at 55. Okay? I retired at 52, rather. 52. So look how many years I've had. Some people will retire at 55. Some of you will retire at 60. Some at 62, some at 65. That's not the end of the rope. It used to be the end of the rope back in the day, but not before you got Georgianne. Not before you got AARP. Not before we got a new world. New world. It's a new way of living. Not before you got this book. Super aging. Getting old. Without getting old. You see? And but I need to talk to the people who are still working. Oh, well, I don't have any teeth. Well, those 3 cancers, that last infusion chemo, ooh, Lord have mercy. And if you're in infusion chemo now, go ahead, go as long as you can. It's not easy, but I just lost a lot of gums, a lot of everything. We're trying to keep a tooth up here. Every time I put it up there, it comes out. I don't know what we're going to do. Right now, we're going to do this for today. So I have 11 behaviors you should never tolerate from a colleague, because some of y'all are still working. I remember when I was working, I was a mess. I tell people all the time that God and Rowan Allison Montgomery is the reason I was able to retire from Delta Airlines, because I had a line I drew in the sand, and we still had a little racial tension going on out there. They may have it going on now, but it was really rough when I first got there. I could tell you some stories. I don't tell those stories. One thing that I regret, a lot of things I regret, but I had an opportunity to speak before the Atlanta Journal-Constitution woman. I was somewhere speaking, and this particular woman said, "Would you like to come speak at the Atlanta Journal for my group?" I didn't know who her group was, and I found out it was the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and it was a marketing group or something. But she liked my presentation that I had done on behalf of Delta Airlines, because I was the first Black person to work at Delta Airlines, public relations. And so I had done a piece about public relations and what it meant. And I liked it myself. So the lady liked it so much, she said, "I want you to come speak." Do you know that that person who was in charge of, they were divided, the managers were all divided into, I guess they had different groups they dealt with. Well, anyway, they never let me go speak. They canceled it. I would have been so good. They would have liked it. Instead of him coming to hear what I had to say and being the backup, the idea of a Black woman going somewhere to speak. I had a lot of stories to tell you about being Black and in Delta Airlines back then. And it wasn't Delta Airlines. It was the people, some of the people at Delta Airlines that they couldn't get over it. It was the first time. There was very few Black people on Virginia Avenue. And then they flooded, when President Carter came in, it got flooded with Black people. And just the resistance. And that was in 1979. And here we are in 2014, still fighting the battle based on some kind of color, some kind of ridiculous stuff. I could go along with the white supremacy if your skin color meant that you didn't have to die, you didn't have to have cancer, you were never poor. Maybe the skin color meant something that nobody else, but we are all humans. And that is what I work for. We're just a wonderful, wonderful species, I think. Human beings. The good and the bad and the ugly, there's something unique about us, and we all were sent here with a purpose. And so I don't get it. I don't get it at all, but I managed to survive. The Lord let me live this long, and Delta's doing well. I think I've said more than once I like this president. He's never met me. I don't know him. He doesn't know me, but I like him. Anyway, let's go with 11 behaviors you should tolerate from a colleague. So if you're out there at Delta Airlines now, some of this I don't think could apply, but it could on the corporate side. But if you're somewhere, people are pushing tasks on you, like they don't want to do it. So if you don't know better, especially if you knew and you don't know what's going on, you end up doing a whole lot of work, but it's like it's Friday afternoon and somebody come with a whole bunch of stuff. Talking about, you're supposed to do this, we need this by Monday. Just finding extra work and dumping work on you. They call that last minute task dumping. I don't like that trying to demean it. It's a demeaning to me. Especially if it's another person of another race coming to me and it's at the last minute. I just saw something disturbing, though, on WSB TV. I'm going to tell you why it was disturbing, because I love Emory Medical Center down at 550 Peachtree. And everything I've done with Emory University. But they have a Black woman, educated, professional, black woman, a nurse, get up there on that TV. I know she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't be lying. I could see it in her face. I could feel it through the TV. And she talked about how they discriminated, how there's a white person that's been discriminating, and nobody's believing her. And I'm like, you all need to believe this woman. And the reason why you need to believe, there's a lot of behind the scenes discrimination that's going on across the country, across the world, that people don't know, but across the country. You know, maybe it's a white person somewhere and they have made it their job to make sure that all the other white people that are there get whatever it is that black people don't get it. And because there's no Dr. King, or because we're not marching in the street, that you can just come and talk to us any kind of way and treat us any kind of way. I think Emory need to investigate that. Now, you didn't ask for that, but we talked about jobs. I'm just going to say that for Emory University, because that's why I pride myself in being an Emory University person. You know, because, but I didn't like that. So I need for Emory to get on top of that. As we talk about you have your own responsibilities at work. And I think it's unfair for people to burden you with their last minute stuff. So we're talking about, and I got this from the Global English Editing. Global English Editing. I like what you all do. I don't know you. You don't know me. You know, but I like Global English Editing. I like the ideas you have. And I think people show. So I decided to be the video portion of what you do. So I didn't come up with these ideas. I'm just presenting them, but I'm presenting them, you know, with the Georgianisms. You know, so I want to be clear where my sources come from. So last minute task dumping and constant negativity. Don't you get sick of sitting with people that's always negative? What did I tell you about this? This does what? Controls the rest of it. And you had never seen my arm out. My arm has been like this since I had a mastectomy. And, you know, who knows what this is called? Or what my medical people. You know, when you have a mastectomy, sometimes you have this thing, I don't know, or you can also call it Sammy's cheese, but I like Sammy cheesecake. You could call it age plus. But originally, when I was younger, when I had the mastectomy, they told me about this part right here. And it's still there. And I usually don't have my arm showing. I raise my arm up. So I just thought I'd tell you, which in one of my last discussions, you don't have to tell everybody everything, but I kind of don't mind telling mine if it'll help somebody. Or somebody would have say, well, I got the same thing. I didn't know. That's what what we gonna do? Well, we're not gonna do anything. It's too hot to have on stuff. So what you gonna do? You're gonna let that arm hang right out there and hope it's all right, you know? I'd rather have an arm, because the one time they said, if this happened, that happened, you could lose your arm. I was like, ooh, Lord. I already had a mastectomy and I'm going to lose the arm too? Too much. That's why I know you all said she's had so many things happen to her. And I have. You know, but I can't be negative. There you go. Constant negativity, that's just not me. I don't have time for all that. I got enough in life to live to be as long as I have. I had a friend tell me, he said, I wanted him to include me in his sentence, but he talked about himself. He said, life is great. Life is great. I don't have any issues. I don't want to argue with anybody. I just want to enjoy life. I like that what he said, though. He said, I don't have any, you know what? I don't have any issues with anybody. I really don't. How can you get to that point? You get to that point in life. I want you to know, Great Britain, that you can get to this point in life. South Africa. You can get to this point in life in Canada. You know, I went to school up there with you all. You can get to this point in your life where you just say, I don't feel like fooling with it. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. And he said, I just don't want to fuss with anybody about anything. You know, I can be mad all day. And his comment was, it's okay. You can't argue with, how you argue with somebody that say, it's okay. It's fine. What do you need? You know? So, and that's the way I am, really. I don't know. I don't know why I wanted to, I have that going on, but my ordinary with everybody else, with the rest of the world, I just say, okay, how you doing? Fine. What's going on in your life? Everything's the same. Everything's okay. Because why you explain all that? If your foot hurt, sometimes my neuropathy is really bad every day. Do you want me to talk to you every day about neuropathy? No, you get what you want, answer the phone. So I don't talk about neuropathy, but people who know me know that neuropathy is hard for me every day. Just getting up to get all this, it's a challenge. But that's what we're up for, the challenge. We're up to the challenge. We got to have this kind of challenge so we can keep moving. Because what's the alternative, people? The alternative is the casket that all y'all trying to get in. So we back to the job thing. Just stay away from negative people on the job. You can see their demeanor. Now that's the case. You see them come and go the other way. Bless them and keep going. Because that drains your energy. It really drains your. Don't you feel? Aren't you tired when you finish talking with some people? Oh God, you can't wait for them to leave. You don't want to see them coming. It's too difficult. It's too difficult. So overstepping personal boundaries is what they suggested was the third one. Asking personal questions. I think that's can I make that racial? I think that's a racial thing. Seemed like when I worked at Delta, I don't know, we didn't ask, I don't know, you tell me, I don't want to be wrong on this. I don't want to be wrong. But asking personal questions seems to come from a particular ethnic group. I don't know that we do that. Because we know better. We're not monolithic, I know that. But I need to say this. Mostly in neighborhoods, we don't want a front porch. We have front porches, I guess, in the country. It's all right to have a front porch. But we don't look for a front porch to sit out on it, to drink coffee, to talk with the people up and down the street. No. That's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the young people do. I think my generation, we just tend not to. Anybody know on my street? You could drive down all day. You won't see a soul. Now, you could drive through the Cascades, Fairburn Road, Ian something. But I mean, high-end educated black folk, big houses, Buckhead South. Nobody on the front. People in the backyard. So I don't know, maybe something about what I'm saying about those personal questions. Because we tend to be to ourselves, and we might have to go back and do a study on what happened, we didn't trust anybody. It's a trust factor, I think. Because there were some Negroes, some black people, some colored people, some people on the plantation that you couldn't tell them. They would go tell massa that if it was an insurrection or we were trying to get away or we knew how to read or we knew something, it was always somebody trying to curry favor with the white master, like they thought the white master was going to do something for them, not understanding that he controlled them like he controlled everybody else. That's another thing. When did it never occurred to us that these people were controlling? We had insurrections throughout the history of the enslavement, but it was just very difficult because it was always somebody black telling, oh, the master, this is what they're going to do. Like they really thought, for a long time, you really thought white people loved you, and no, because it's 74 million right now. You already know. You see, so I don't know. We need to think about what we're saying, what we're doing in America right now. That's all I know is America. I love other places now, but this is where I was born and raised, and I like to see us become a human race around the world. I do. I just think we're so beautiful. I think human beings are so beautiful. Anyway, let me go to the next thing. Taking credit for your work. Now this is where, let me sit up. Where's Reno? I love Reno. Kiera 511. I love you, girl. I love Reno with a rich mentality. I like Tony Gaskin. A whole lot of people can't stand you, Tony, but I like you. Uh, you're your own person. I love R.C. Blake's and Highly Initiated, Myron Golden, and Monroe Miles. Whoo! I can't get enough of them. Anyway, but here's how about taking credit for your work. How I'm gonna do something? I came up with the idea, and then you help me with the idea. Then the next thing I know is your idea. And you tell me that all I had was the idea. There was nothing else. Well, everything you see, everything we got, this scarf, this jewelry, this hair, these walls, all these were ideas at one time. And they got implemented. So when you implement the idea still stays with you when you implement it. When you say, I got this what I'm doing, and then I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. And then you say, I can do it better. I can help you do it better. Does that mean that the idea is no longer yours? You helping me do it better. But the idea, then you go and take credit for the idea? By yourself? No, but we have a lot of that happen. And that happened during slavery. You see, I'm still on the slavery time, Dr. Daniel Black. Because we couldn't that wasn't slavery time, that was right after slavery. We couldn't do patents. Maybe during the same time, maybe the 18-somethings. Anyway, we couldn't do patents because we were black. And black people couldn't have a patent. So you had to go tell massa. Isn't that crazy? And then he goes and gets the patent for it, gets the money for it. He throws you a couple bones. And you don't even know that there is a patent of an idea. And then you see it happening. You say, oh, he liked my idea. Yeah, he got the patent for it. And he getting the money for it. Because he's going to provide a wealth for the rest of his life and his children's lives. I don't know, but anyway, taking credit for your work is like bullying you. It's like being a bully. People bully all kind of ways. Credit stealing, they call it. Credit stealing. It's like you have to be careful about your ideas. You see, you need to write up something, put your name on it, send copies different places, talk about it. Once you talk about it, once you got copies different places, or you talked about it with somebody, they said, no, you didn't come up with that. I heard, and niece came up with that. I heard Elaine talking about that. I heard Daryl talking about that. Whose idea was it? They all have to say, oh yeah, that was Daryl's idea now. So don't let people like to take credit. And then this gossiping thing. You gotta be careful of gossip. What goes around comes around. Karma is, the B word, it is. You gotta be careful with gossip and rumor spreading. You gotta remember, how would you like that to happen to you? I've had it happen to me. Oh yes, good friends. Talk about me like a dog. And I just recently found out some recent connections of people where I can see a lot of information. But if it's unfounded, you don't know that happened. You don't know that it happened. So if they bring a bone, guess what? They'll take a bone. You ever heard of that? My mother used to taught me that. I think that was a black thing. Because I don't know too many black people that don't. You can say, if you bring a bone, and black people will say, you'll take a bone. So if you bring a bone to the party, you'll take a bone from the party. Gossip and rumor spreading is horrible. You don't want that on the job. And then the last one for the day is micromanaging. Don't you hate that? You give me a job to do, and then you right on top of me for every second. Did you do that? Did you do that? Did you do that? Did you do that? You think the person is supposed to be your friend, so oh yeah, you can do that. But every 2 minutes they asking you something. Every 2 minutes they're looking over your shoulder. Well, did you get that done? Well, then you need to doggone do it. You gave it to me to do. Let me do it. Micromanaging everything. Giving you unsolicited advice. Well, doggone it, let me get it done first. I just got the job. Then you gonna come and check my work, and it didn't even need checking? I'm telling you. See, Georgianne is glad she doesn't work on a job anymore. Although I have a job, this is my job. But I work for myself. I set my own production schedule. I do my own makeup. I got my own, what you call it, clothing production. I have my own accessories, right? My own electricity. This is my own show right here in this corner. I heard somebody say, I thought it was demeaning. They said, the person said, they didn't put in the work. They think just because they got a YouTube show, they doing TV. They haven't really done anything. They got to put in the work. I felt offended by that because I've seen the work being put in. I know how much work I put in. I have over 400 videos. I didn't even know it because I like what I do. But there's some people got, 4,000 videos. They love what they're doing. This YouTube is the best thing that could have happened to a lot of us. And they got YouTube awards now. They have people are moving from YouTube and TikTok to main TV. If that's what you want, or you can have just a following. I think all the names that I call, they're not trying to go anywhere. Yeah, I think Reno did a TV show. I think Tony Gaskin did a TV show. R.C. Blakes and Harvey Initiated and Tony Gaskin. I think they all have done each other's shows. Kiara 511, I'm not sure where she is. But I think people like what they do. I like what I'm doing. You see, it took some time to get up. Let me just give you this. To find this piece that I like. And then this is a Karen Roach. I have on Karen Roach. Most of the days I have on Karen Roach. Karen Roach jewelry from way back when. I like this t-shirt because it's so, it's got the gold, everything is gold in that. So I thought I should put on all this yellow to bring it out. And then going out my bedroom door, I saw this scarf that I wore another way and I wore it this way. Then I found this piece of jewelry. I like this jewelry. So see what's new. This piece of jewelry is new. I wear my real pieces every day, but I put on, what you call that, not real pieces, but whatever they call it, costume jewelry. And then I found this, and it looks like this, you see. And let me tell you what I watch. And I'm going to go after that. This is Georgianne now. On TikTok, I watch a TikTok that comes on, and it's about Milan, the streets of Milan. And they show women that are my age and in my age range. So that's 55 to 105. Well dressed. Older, obviously older. A lot of obviously older with just beautiful clothes on. They take pictures of people just walking down the street. We used to look like that in America. We used to look so well dressed, it was nothing like the American public. And now we just look so scrawny, like we all just got out of bed and the house slippers on and the head cap on and just anything on. I don't know. I don't know. I just said, oh man, maybe I need to go move to Milan somewhere because I don't know what section they were in, but I just like the way people were just so well dressed, well appointed. And that's just my thing. That had to be your thing. That's just my thing. And not judge a person by their clothes, but I just like the fabric. I have a line of clothing that I would like to get out. He said, there she goes again. But I'm just creative like that, people. I don't make no excuses for it. I'm creative. I have music. I have books. As a matter of fact, I'm going to close this down. I want to talk just a second about what they will or won't let me do on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and see how far I can get with this. And I think because I already have this, my daughter has this wonderful book. If I'm talking about those people's book, I need to talk about my daughter's book, Evelyn, Sandra Swafford, Lord have mercy. You need some prayers? Then this is the best prayer book. And just read her story, and you can find it. Go to her site, Evelyn.com. And then in 1970 something, people who know my story, I redid this in 2016, but Guide to the Second Time Bride. You can find this on Amazon, but mostly I have a site. So we're saying go to the site, Guide to Second Time Bride, and get information. If you get married again, some of y'all getting married again, y'all need to read this right here. Because I didn't know what I was doing. And so now I can tell you all things that happened with me. So that won't happen to you. And then when you need to pray, it's called Lord Have Mercy. 5 go-to prayers when you need to pray, but don't know what to say. It's a whole lot of times I prayed and I didn't know what to say. Anyway, I've talked a lot today. I don't go this long. I like going 18 minutes. But, I just wanted to talk with you today. I don't want you to be on these jobs with people who are rude and taking up your energy. And, I want you to, if you're going to still be on the job, I need you to hurry up and be able to retire so you can be with the rest of us, so you can get older without getting old. You don't have to tolerate a whole lot of stuff from people. All you have to do is stand up for yourself. Don't get yourself fired unless you're ready to go. But just stand up for yourself. We are all human beings. Maybe I just start me a human being movement. That was what I need to do, because I just wish we could stop fighting over stupid stuff. It'd be different if the color of your skin made a difference in your not being healthy. If the color of your skin kept you from cancer, kept you from dying, kept you from pain, hunger, kept you from a whole lot of things, that I'm with you. But it doesn't do anything, because we are all human beings, humans. And if I can get us on this human thing, I would just be so happy. Maybe that's what my goal is. That may be one of my goals, one of my many purposes of life, is to move us from this whole racial, ethnic polarization to where we are just humans. And that way, I can love you. And I still love you, but we could all say, I love you. I love you. Love these glasses. And you can't do anything about it.